I thank the gentleman for yielding. I ask unanimous consent to revise and extend my remarks. I rise in strong support of the tyranny motion, the legislation that he and Mr. Courtney of Connecticut introduced yesterday in the Congress. For years now, the Democrats have stood on the side of lower interest rates for families and for students. We paid for 4 years of that starting in 2007. We took the money and the subsidies away from the big banks, and we recycled that on behalf of students and their families to lower the cost of college, to make it more affordable for those families seeking a college education for the young children. But the fact of the matter is, the Republicans fought that effort. They're fighting that effort today, or actually they were fighting it yesterday, and they changed their minds. After almost a unanimous vote in their budget, the Ryan budget, the Republican budget, to allow student interest rates to double, they have now changed their mind. That's important, that's good, and we need to make sure that they don't double on July 1st. But the fact of the matter is, when you say, how are you going to pay for that? Because we want it paid for. We don't want to do what they did last week and provide $46 billion in tax cuts to the wealthiest Americans and add it to the deficit. $46 billion in new deficit spending in 1 year. So the Speaker says, well, he's just going to take it out of a slush fund. Really? The Speaker of the House thinks that the prevention fund is a slush fund? The Speaker of the House thinks that birth defects and the funding to mitigate birth defects is a slush fund? Does the Speaker of the House really believe that a screening program for women in cervical and breast cancer is a slush fund? No, this is a matter of life and death. For young children who get immunized out of the prevention fund. For women who get the screening. We know what early detection of breast cancer means for women and survivability rates. This isn't a slush fund. But what they're asking you to do is to repeal this fund that goes to communities all over this country so that people will have access to this kind of preventative care. Yes, they'll say, but you took some money out of this fund to do the payroll tax reduction for middle class. Yes, but we didn't repeal the fund. They're taking $10 billion out of the fund and repealing it and putting women and children at risk. That's not a slush fund, Mr. Speaker. That's immoral.